August 15th, 1963, 9 years after Brown versus Board of Education. School desegregation ruling, 32 teenagers are jailed for protesting segregated schools in Prince Edward County, Virginia. So I'm going to just give you a couple of thoughts here on the series. We've been lined up with 2-7 for, seems like months. And we had hoped to have a chance to move up here. That didn't happen. And so we have a very tough matchup. This is a great opportunity for us. We know that we're playing a team on the very highest level of this league. Going to be very challenging, very physical, et cetera. But we've had a couple of good days of prep, and we got one more tomorrow, and we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. So Saad is going to be first. Saad, go ahead.
Hey, Rick, we see a lot of teams do this with your team where, Luka and KP attract so much attention that teams cheat off of their assignments, defensive assignments to help on Luka and KP. How do you coach your team not to do that when it comes to Kawhi Leonard and Paul George?
Well, look, we're gonna have to help on those guys. They're great players. I mean, they're all league players. And part of the challenge when you're playing guys like Leonard and George is, you want to play them straight up as often as you can, because everybody has, role players that can shoot the ball, that can drive the ball, that can rebound. We saw that in the last game when Zubac, was 10 for 10 and really cleaned up around the glass. So there's a balance, and at times it's going to be a pick your poison type thing. I don't think there's any way we can go through the series and not be ready to double team, one or both of those guys at some point. But the league is very challenging now because everybody spreads everybody out. The skill level is extremely high. And the big guys that are in the league now really know how to function in the spacing game. We saw it with Nurkic a couple games ago. We saw it. We saw it with Zubac last time we played these guys. So, we're going to have to sit down, guard, and do our very best. And when we need to bring help, we'll bring help.
Okay, our next question is going to be from Guilherme. Guilherme, go ahead.
Hi, Rick. Guilherme from Brazil. You were a coach of the year 18 years ago with a great defensive team. In this season, you built one of the best offense in the history of the game. Thinking in this long journey in your legacy as a coach, what this season means to you?
Well, I like to score. What can I tell you? I mean, I like today's game. I like skill players. I like guys that'll move the ball, that can drive it, do all those kinds of things. In terms of my legacy, I don't think about that very much. I said a long time ago that I want to be a coach that bases his beliefs on the personnel that he has. I think it's very difficult to be just a locked-in system type coach with all the player movement that there is in today's game, and really there have been in the last several years. One of the things about us having a lot of different types of teams over the last 8 or 9 years, one of the great things about that is, every year, if you got 6 or 7 or 8 or even 9 new guys, you've got to really work at figuring out the simplest possible way to get the best out of that group on both sides of the ball, which is challenging. But I'll say this again, as good as we are on offense, our best chance to be ultimately successful is to keep improving defensively.
And our last question is from Davide. So Davide, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. My question is about the playoffs in the bubble. What do you think is going to change because of the environment you guys are in?
Well, I don't know that a lot's going to change from what's already been happening here. Look, the games have all been meaningful straight through. The environment's been the same. So I don't think there's going to be a big difference in the environment. That'll be the biggest difference between, playoffs here and playoffs in the regular setting where you have, a home crowd. But everyone's adjusted, and everyone is, very thankful that we're having the opportunity to play. Thankful for the work that the league has done to put us in a position to do this and do this safely. Nothing's taken for granted. Everybody's got to keep following the rules and doing the testing every day and all those kinds of things. But I think you're going to see a high level of urgency from all teams involved in this, and that's the way it should be.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. Enjoy your afternoon.